Thank you, Senator Grassley. Good and timely hearing as far as I'm concerned. 23andMe has a database containing the genetic information of about 15 million people. If your genetic information is in their database, a researcher can tell you who your relatives are, what your ethnicity is, what your eye color is, and whether you think cilantro tastes like soap. They could also determine a lot of information about your health. Are you at risk of developing type 2 diabetes? How about celiac disease, chronic kidney disease, Parkinson's? In short, 23andMe has access to deeply personal information about you and your health. Information that you'd normally want to keep private, I guess, between you and your family and your doctor. Yet no federal law prevents 23andMe from sharing this data with others, including insurance companies, future employers, and law enforcement. Rather, a patchwork of state laws, privacy policies, are the only things protecting the genetic information of millions of Americans. If 23andMe's customers are anything like fellow Americans, they likely did not read this privacy policy. According to a survey by Pew Research, more than half Americans say they always, well, almost always, often agree with privacy policies without ever reading them. Who can blame them? Whether you're activating your cell phone, setting up your Facebook account, accessing a number of services, Americans are bombarded with countless privacy policies to which they must agree, and virtually all of us do. One company who studied the issue found that Americans would have to spend, get ready, 47 hours a month to read the privacy policies of the most visited websites. That's more than a full 9-to-5 work week every single month. Get real. When 23andMe filed for bankruptcy on March 23rd, a lot of people suddenly became interested in privacy policy because buried in the fine print of their privacy policy is the following. Listen closely. If we are involved in a bankruptcy, merger, acquisition, reorganization, or sale of assets, your personal information may be accessed, sold, or transferred as part of the transaction. Remember that clause? Probably not. So 23andMe's 15 million customers are left wondering, who's going to get access to my genetic information? What are they going to do with it? What rights do I have to stop it? That's why we need this hearing. Thankfully, 23andMe's privacy policy gave its customers the right to delete their data upon request, and millions have done so. So many, in fact, that 23andMe's website crashed with the traffic. Again, this wasn't required by federal law. There are very few federal guardrails to protect the most sensitive personal data, including your DNA and who can share it. It's time for Congress to put some protections in place for Americans. In the right hands, a genetic database could help researchers unlock life-saving medical cures and make incredible discoveries. But in the wrong hands, it could enable dystopian discrimination, and surveillance could be used by our adversaries. You were turned down for that job? Why did they turn me down? Turns out they knew a lot more about you than you knew about yourself. The American people deserve to have faith that their sensitive information will be and stay in the right hands before they agree to share it. Yet nearly 20 years after 23andMe came on the scene, and at least that long since surveillance industrial complex started taking over the internet, America still lacks a comprehensive federal law to protect our privacy. Like other areas, including kids' online safety, to which this committee has dedicated a lot of time, there is bipartisan consensus that something needs to be done about our privacy. There have been signs of hope, including in 2022 when the American Data Privacy and Protection Act passed the House by a broad bipartisan vote of 53-2. It's the Energy and Commerce Committee. But the American people are still waiting. I think we can get together and pass a bipartisan bill. This hearing might help. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.